I've never been one to cause a scene, especially not in public. My wife, Claire, often said she admired that about me. How I stayed composed no matter the situation. But being calm doesn't mean I feel nothing. It means I process quietly, and when I reach a decision, it's firm. We had been married for 11 years. I worked as an IT consultant, mostly from home, while she climbed the corporate ladder in marketing. Claire was always the social one, thriving on events, late meetings, and happy hours. I didn't mind. I trusted her. We were both adults, after all. 2 weeks ago, her company held its annual holiday party downtown. Spouses were invited, though most didn't attend. Claire asked me to come, though there was a hint in her tone that suggested she didn't really want me there. Still, I went. I believed it mattered. The ballroom was dimly lit, soft music filling the space, and groups of people laughing together. Claire was in the middle of her colleagues, a glass of champagne in hand, glowing in that world she loved. She waved when she saw me, but there was something fleeting in her eyes, maybe irritation, maybe disappointment. "Ethan, you made it," she said, kissing my cheek. "This is my husband, the quiet genius keeping our Wi-Fi running." Laughter followed. I smiled politely. The jokes started small, seemingly harmless, but they kept coming. Someone asked about home projects, and Claire said, "Oh, Ethan? He's more into spreadsheets than screwdrivers." Another round of laughter. I tried to let it slide. Later, during toasts, she made one herself, to all the hard-working women managing careers and families, and to the husbands trying not to burn down the kitchen when we're not around. Laughter again. I forced a grin. When a coworker teased, "So Claire's the boss at home too, huh?" She smirked and replied, "Well, someone has to be." Something twisted inside me. It wasn't anger, just the quiet understanding that I had become a punchline in her world. I stayed polite, mingled a bit, had a single beer, and left early, claiming an early morning meeting. She didn't protest. Later, she came home tipsy and cheerful. "Don't be so serious," she said, laughing. When I remained silent, she added, "Ethan, you're too sensitive sometimes." I nodded. Maybe, I thought. But inside, I felt a shift. The next morning, I woke before her. I made coffee, checked emails, and saw a message from an old college friend who worked in finance. He mentioned that her company's social media contracts were handled by his firm. "Check LinkedIn," he wrote. "Your wife's trending for the wrong reasons." My stomach sank. I opened LinkedIn and saw a clip from the party. Claire, laughing and tipsy, was mocking me on video, my quiet demeanor, my boring habits, my late-night work routines. The caption read, "Marketing Queen roasts her husband. Too real." Thousands had already viewed it. Comments were brutal. Reading them, I realized something I hadn't fully admitted. Claire had checked out of our marriage. When she woke around 8, groaning and reaching for water, I calmly said, "You should check LinkedIn." She blinked, puzzled. "Why?" "You're trending," I replied. Her initial laughter faded when she saw the screen. Panic replaced it. "Oh my God, who posted this? Does it matter?" I said. She stared at me, trembling. "It's being taken out of context." I didn't mean it like that. I didn't answer. I poured another cup of coffee, went to the window, and listened as she frantically typed, watching her professional life unravel. By noon, her manager had called. She locked herself in the bedroom for the conversation, her voice shaking. Words like unprofessional, brand image, and suspension floated from behind the door. When she emerged, her eyes were red. "They're putting me on leave, just until things cool down," she whispered. I nodded slowly. "I see." She searched my face for sympathy. "Ethan, please say something." I met her gaze calmly. "I am," I said. "Just not with words." The following days were quiet. Claire tried to act normal, cooking, cleaning, asking if I wanted to watch TV, but everything felt staged, a desperate attempt to convince herself that nothing had changed. By the third day, the video had gone viral, surpassing 100,000 views. Someone had clipped a shorter version and posted it on TikTok with the caption, when you roast your spouse and lose your job. The comments were merciless now. Screenshots, memes, endless jokes at her expense. My phone buzzed constantly. HR calls, messages from coworkers expressing sympathy, a few texts from friends saying, "You'll bounce back." Yet, every time she scrolled, I could see the fear in her eyes. Reputation meant everything to her. And now she was the one everyone whispered about. I didn't shout. I didn't gloat. I stayed calm, focused on my home office, letting silence speak louder than any words ever could. One evening, she walked in, her eyes red and puffy. "Ethan, can we talk?" she asked. I closed my laptop and nodded. She sat across from me, hands twisting nervously. I know I was wrong. I didn't think. It was supposed to be a joke. I thought people would laugh with me, not at you. I leaned back. They didn't just laugh at me, Claire. They laughed at what you expected of me. Tears streamed down her face. That's not true. You know I love you. I studied her expression. You loved the version of me who stayed silent, the one who let things slide. You turned my patience into your punchline. She sobbed, promising to fix it, apologize publicly, and move past this. But something inside me had shifted. A quiet, certain peace that didn't need revenge, only distance. That night, while she slept, I opened my email and sent a short note to a real estate agent a friend had recommended months ago. I asked to schedule a showing for a small townhouse across town. By morning, he'd replied with available times. I didn't leave immediately, but quietly began reclaiming my life, sorting papers, changing passwords, backing up files. Each small action felt like reclaiming pieces of myself I had lent away too long. A week later, she returned from a meeting with HR. They had terminated her contract, citing image risk. Severance was minimal. Her dream job was gone. She collapsed onto the couch, staring blankly at the wall. "It's over," she whispered. "Everything I worked for." I looked at her, feeling neither anger nor pity. "Maybe it's not the end," I said softly. "Maybe, our turn to start over?" she asked hesitantly. I shook my head. "No, Claire. Yours." Her face froze. "You can't mean that." "I do," I said. "I won't live somewhere I'm the joke." She pleaded, softly, then louder, desperate. She promised to change, go to therapy, post an online statement to defend me. But her apology wasn't for me anymore. It was for her survival. I packed slowly, quietly. No shouting, no dramatic scene. Just the sound of zippers and folded clothes. Before leaving, she asked one last time, "Is this really it, Ethan?" "You wanted an audience to laugh at me," I said. "Now you have one that laughs at you. That's balance, I suppose." She flinched, and I didn't stay to watch. I walked out, closing the door behind me. For the first time in years, the silence felt like freedom. 2 days later, I moved into the townhouse. Small, bare, 1 bedroom, but peaceful and honest. Calls from unknown numbers occasionally came through, her friends, or maybe her, but I didn't respond. Weeks later, I saw her name trending online. This time, it wasn't about the joke. An article titled "When a Laugh Costs You Everything" portrayed her as a victim of cancel culture. People debated whether she deserved it. I scrolled past, uninterested. Her downfall wasn't the point. The point was me. For years, I thought love meant endurance, staying calm, being understanding. But love without respect is slow humiliation. And leaving isn't cruelty, it's clarity. While her world crumbled, mine began to rebuild.